A really busy weather night tonight. It seems like it's been busier than usual. We got a lot of photos sent in to us. We thought we'd show you one example of just how severe the weather across the state really it's been. This is a picture that the Stillwater, Montana Disaster Emergency Services posted on their Facebook. Just look at the size of the hail. It's just the size of, and if not bigger than, a quarter. And that's just a good example of the weather that's been going on continuously, it seems. And now turning to weather with Rob Griggs. I think a lot of us are wondering, is it normal for it to be this aggressive out there this consistently this time of year?
Yeah, that's the big question. And I personally have not seen this long of a stretch of potentially severe weather for almost 3 weeks now. There's been a good consistent pattern of it. And, it's getting late in the season for July. So on the one hand, we're getting the rain. That's the good news. When it starts to dry out, that'll become a problem if we get more of that lightning. Got some more pictures for you, too. Pretty impressive shots. Rick McGarvey out at Briarwood saw some of the flooding south of town. Of course, the National Weather Service posted a flood advisory for south of Billings. That's expired now, but it was there pretty much this evening as those heavy rainstorms came through. That's another shot of some of the residential areas in Briarwood. Also, ominous clouds from Sharon Sharosh. Boy, we got it must have been 100 pictures of really, really good shots of the sky and of the storm that came through, even a porch panorama from Tom McDonald. And again, I want to thank everybody for posting on the Q2 Facebook page and sending them to us here at Q2. Just a whole plethora of pictures, amazing shots. What's happening out there right now and what does it mean for tomorrow's weather? We'll give you the full forecast in just a little bit, Zoe.
Thanks, Rob. Well, the commissioning of a new U.S. warship, a Navy tradition that dates back to 1775. One of the Navy's newest warships, the USS Billings, is set to have its first crew members aboard for a commissioning ceremony coming up in August. And this will mark the first crew to get an unofficial designation that comes with some bragging rights. Q2's Mitch Laggy introduces us to two Billings-based companies who are making sure the first USS Billings crew gets a plank owner's plaque.
When the USS Billings welcomes its first crew aboard, the sailors will be greeted with a Montana-made reminder of the city the ship is named after. The first crew on a U.S. Navy ship are called plank owners, a title that's not officially recognized by the Navy, but rather issued by crew members of the ship. The USS Billings Commissioning Committee approached Dovetail Designs, a Billings-based woodworking company, to create a unique plaque commemorating the first crew.
We saw this as an opportunity to be of service to Billings and to the United States and to the Navy in dedication of this ship that's named after this city. We immediately went to the shape of Montana. We started different designs. We tried old barnwood and it didn't work. Now we're cutting these into maple.
There were 145 plaques to be made. Months of work went into making them a reality. First, they're mocked up in a computer-assisted design program. Then, it's off to the CNC router to cut out the shape of Montana and the space for the USS Billings commemorative coin. Then, the planks are taken to Engravable's custom laser, where the rest of the design is cut out, including the designation of the ship, the commissioning date, keel-laying date, launching date, and every sailor's name. Engravable's owner, Dennis Crowder, has worked on other projects for the military.
And I like to help out in different communities. It gives me a warm fuzzy. A few years ago, I did one for Columbus. We did stainless steel plates, and major expensive, but major rewards. It was for the soldiers in Stillwater County.
After the plaques are done being engraved, they're back to Dovetail for some sanding, clear coat, and a glaze. From start to finish, these plaques were made with the heart and soul of the Magic City.
To be a part of an effort is to be connected to this community. It is to be connected to this ship, and it is connected to the U.S. Navy.
In Billings, Mitch Laggy, MTN News.
Very cool, Mitch. Thank you. And Mitch says the sailors will receive those plaques at the USS Billings commissioning ceremony scheduled for August 3rd in Key West, Florida. And Q2 will be there to cover the ceremony. Well, the region's largest arts crafts festival featuring some of the best artisans, craftspeople, and entertainers in the area. The 41st annual summer fair wrapped up in Billings this afternoon after some storms on Saturday, making for some changes today.
In living rooms on planets wide and planets far. Oh, and at least the ratings will be
Hayden Duncan leading off the music performances for Sunday after being rained out yesterday. And because some of the artists left because of weather, the Yellowstone Art Museum made today free admission. The Rimrock Mall is a new venue for Summer Fair, and it's a chance to learn and understand the ins and outs of art.
Anything that makes someone smile, there's usually some artist or art form that part of that process.
It's one of the first longest running arts and crafts festival in this region. And one of the things we did about moving it here was we're trying to mix it up. We're trying to bring in new artists.
It's probably not their ideal location, but a lot of the vendors I've talked to are actually up in sales or where they were last year. So for them, they sort of joke around and say it's a double-edged sword because, yeah, they would like a different venue, but they're happy with their money.
And now let's head to Great Falls, where the Mission Over Maelstrom Open House gave the public a rare opportunity to learn more about the Air Force and its partners. The weekend event featured air shows displaying planes like B-2s and F-22 Raptors, and the United States Army Golden Knights also showing off some high-flying tricks and choreography. MTN's Shannon New spent some time with the parachute team both yesterday and today and takes us along for a ride in the skies over Great Falls.
So the nerves are still there, they're just pushed further back into your mind.
The kind of like fear is what keeps you performing the way that you're supposed to.
A lot of people think what we do is really scary. It's really not.
Performers, competitors, ambassadors of the Army. The Golden Knights are known for their precision maneuvers, thousands of feet up in the air.
It's one of the best jobs you can have in the Army.
Before they jump, the prep work starts on the ground. Before every flight, the team does what's called a dirt dive.
It's just a rehearsal prior to conducting the jump. You walk through, you go through all the different scenarios that you might encounter.
As the team of 12 jumpers load up, the pilots prepare the plane.
This is the Fokker 27 checklist, and this is what the pilots use to make sure that we don't make a mistake running the airplane up, getting it started.
Then it's time for takeoff. Climbing to around 10,500 feet AGL, or above ground level. Temperatures drop significantly as we go up, and the team prepares.
So visualization is the biggest thing for me. I just plan in my head everything that I'm going to do as soon as I get out of the plane.
It's more mental than it is physical. It's obviously like there's a physical execution that has to go down, but breathing and keeping a positive mindset is key.
They use hand signals and even yelling as a form of communication in a very loud and windy open-door plane. And in true Great Falls fashion, the wind on this particular flight is a little too strong for the team to jump safely. So we head back to the airport, but not before doing a flyover over Maelstrom.
One of the coolest things is getting to meet people and represent the Army.
That's the biggest thing, is the honor to be able to do this.
Reporting from the skies over Great Falls, Shannon New, MTN News.
Very cool, Shannon. Now, she says the Golden Knights have been using the plane they flew this weekend, the Fokker F-27, since 1985. Now, the plane is on its last few air shows and will be retiring in October. Well, stay with us. More to come on the 10 o'clock news. After the break, we shed some light on the Montana's biggest economic driver in this week's Montana Ag Report. Later in sports, see how one Montanan is taking this already famous family name to new heights.
You're watching MTN News with Zoe Zandora, Storm Tracker weather with Rob Griggs, and sports with Casey Conlon. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.